It is currently 11:11, and right before this dropped on the ground, and I just felt before that an intense heart chakra opening, and the heart chakra is green. And I was listening to a reading, and I heard on there a heart chakra opening all at the same time. So something is brewing here. Something is just cracking open here. I've been on this journey. I want to make sure that you can hear this. Okay, I've been on this journey of using the vibration of actually unconditional love, but not attached to any one person, thing, or whatever. Just using it, if you feel that, using it to advance your own life. It's almost like reverse energy vampire. It's like you're using it to expand upon that energy, because any unconditional love or love in the universe that you're producing and living by, because it is the naturalness of you, and that you're actually physically all the way experiencing through the transparent layers of yourself, you're alchemizing all those things throughout your time in your life into love. You're doing the planet a service. You're no longer doing a disservice, is almost what I said. It's almost like you are the love, and you're healing the world. You're healing the world when you're doing this. No matter what it is, and you can't skip to forgiveness, you can't skip to a heart chakra opening. You could, and I like to put things in boxes. I'm a Virgo rising. I really like that. And I know that I can't. I just can't all the time. And that was always comforting to me, to when I was in control. I know what's happening. I'm the one in control. Releasing that has been able, learning to release that. He's in the drawer. I don't even know how he got in there. He just squeezed his way into this felt drawer thing over here. But I found myself coming to that realization of releasing control. You don't control, and that gives you so many more possibilities for the universe. That gives you so many more people that are allowed to come into your life, that are able to come into your life. You're creating space for that. If you're fixed on someone or something, and you're just not allowing the expansion of the trueness of what it is, then you're not allowing your best things to come to you. So it's just interesting, because we like to label things and want them to be a certain way, but sometimes maybe it's just, this is the part of the lesson is in the feeling. And that's the most beautiful thing. You don't have to have that external validation to feel. I thought it said element of the earth. I thought it said heart. You don't have to have that external validation to feel the unconditional love that you actually are, because this is a huge lesson for me. Other things and people bring the feelings out of you, and then you attach them, kind of like a Horcrux. You attach them to, well, it depends on how you're seeing the world, but if you're seeing this video, oh, this looks like a heart chakra. You're attaching them. And third eye chakra we got. You're attaching that feeling to those things or people or whatever. So it could even be a person or a job. It could be an experience. You're wanting to travel. You're attaching your worth and your love based on you experiencing that thing. And that's not how you want to live every day. You live as if you have the things you want. And those things start in a feeling. The illusion is the other things in your life. Those are not what produces. Okay, do you ever get into a relationship and it's all great in the beginning, and it's fun, and you're in that honeymoon stage, and you're infatuated with each other, however this happens. And this, I'm not saying that unconditional love is infatuation, but I'm just saying there's stages to dating someone, right? So you're talking, you think they're the best thing ever, and then you start to get to know them, right? You're oh, that, your vision of them or your perception of them is starting to crack, and it almost like breaks those rose-colored glasses. But it's like the rose-colored glasses in the beginning were there as a falsehood of the feelings that you were projecting out onto them. So I just feel like that illusionary existence is not real, in the sense of it's not the totality of the lesson. You know, you had to go through those situations and circumstances, and maybe multiple. I mean, maybe you've had to go through literally multiple situations of loss and feeling that, and then feeling loss, because you needed to start to crack that perception. And I asked for that. I asked to be an embodiment of the yin yang, and that is holding the good and the bad, the ugly and the beautiful of the world all at once into one being, and that almost dissolves into love. And it's just the most interesting thing I can ever experience. And I just want to share that. That's the point. I want to share that because I'm a living example of practicing this, and I'm non-denominational, which means I don't subscribe to one specific religion. I like the religion. I don't like the concept of religion itself, but I like scriptures and spirituality. And there's a lot of people that do, and I think it's tainted. It's the idea of walking with God, and you just hear, at least it was for me. As soon as I hear Jesus and all this shit, I'm just like, oh my God, it's fucking crazy people. But it's something, you're creating beauty. You're creating beauty. Okay? It's something that is happening, and this is going to be a short video. It's something that is happening for you, that you are creating. It's like the process of your life and the feelings that you decide to exude and produce in your life and alchemize. It's not like bulldozing and covering over the shit things that are coming up. It's moving through those, alchemizing them with time and space and connection to yourself, and intention to heal, intention to see yourself, intention to be your best lover, your own best lover, your own best friend, your own favorite person. Like, it's your intention to do those things as things come up. When things get hard, it's harder to do that. You just want to lay in bed. You don't want to put fucking nothing on. You don't want to get up. You don't want to dress nice. You don't want to feel sexy because you don't feel sexy. But all of that is like what happens in a long-term relationship. All of that, you have to keep falling in love. You have to keep falling in love. And me and my ex made a giant podcast. Well, not giant. It was just like really long videos. It was just a podcast of how we were choosing each other, and there's a point where we didn't choose each other anymore. And I'm realizing love is really a choice constantly. And the more I can choose to completely love myself no matter what is happening, I am safe that way. Like you can have your own reactions, you can have your everything, because I know that I can handle myself. I know that I can not react and live on reaction, but I can live with the idea of I'm in progress. I'm an in progress being, and that's what I think the Bible and like scripture is talking about, like an imperfect being, like human sin. But it's the way to say it is just so stupid. Like the way that that's said and interpreted is not how I would interpret it. I would probably say we're just in progress. We're just always in progress. And you have to allow that space for everyone else too, because you have to allow it for yourself. You have to do that for yourself first to even allow it for other people. There was a time where I was super testy, and like, especially at work and in my relationships, I would just be like, you did one thing wrong, you pissed me off, I can't believe you did this. You know what I mean? It's like, or not even wrong, it's just if I perceive something a certain way, I blamed them. And you know, some things were, I had to look at multiple perspectives, but other things, it was like, really, it's just how you're interacting with yourself is what you have to live with at the end of the day. So if you go crazy, start drinking and smoking because you're sad and upset and you don't know where you're going in life, and you're upset at the past and you're upset at your trauma, you're creating the progress of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that for years, and fall back into cycles like that, but the cycles are different now because I started to understand this concept, and I just saw 1000. Like, it's at that space of neutrality that is so important to understand, because you understand that you're balanced. Like, you have to find your own equilibrium within your emotions and within yourself. And I think regardless of anything, like, especially people with like going to therapy with like diagnosed things, like if you've never gone to therapy, then you don't know what you're dealing with. Honestly, you don't know what you're dealing with. So it's like, honestly, I think more people have more things than we can ever understand, just on this journey myself. And you can when you're in therapy and you're working on yourself, you're getting validation by being labeled things, but you're also like, I could be in remission for these things, you know? And I just want to leave on the fact that, like, honestly, you are love. You are beauty. The more that you can feel those emotions for yourself, because it feels good to feel, is the cheat code to life. I love you. 11/11. I just saw 11/11.